Welcome to the Alabama A&M Football Review. Highlights, features, and analysis with head coach Connell Maynor. Brought to you by Protective Life, Union Chapel Missionary Baptist Church, and University Kia.
Good evening and welcome to the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor. I'm Ted Dixie, the guy going to a 40-year high school reunion. That's longer than Coach has been alive, ha. Anyway, folks, the last thing that you want to do when you have a competition is win the last game. Coach Maynor and the Bulldogs did that, defeating Mississippi Valley State 30-21 at Lewis Cruz Stadium. We had over 60,000 fans come through those turnstiles this year, Coach. How does that make you feel?
Good. You know, I think we broke a record, didn't we?
Yes, sir.
And so anytime you can break a record, fan attendance, that's great. And we want that to be the shortest record ever.
Right on.
And we want to break that record next year with more than 60,000 for the season. So fans continue to support us. We appreciate all your support. The guys do, the seniors do. So just continue to support these guys because that's what you're doing, and help these young men better their careers.
And speaking of support, Coach, you have several student athletes that are graduating, getting their degrees, going on to further steps in life. But what does it mean when you walk off the field at your final collegiate level game with a winner?
It means a lot. It means a lot. You know, you think about all your memories, and it goes by so fast. And those guys just look up in the stands, they look on the field, take pictures with their teammates and their coaches, their position coaches, and the guys they played with their senior year. And, they just really take it all in that last game, and it probably still won't hit them until next week or so that I'm done. We come back and you don't have any more football responsibilities. You don't have to lift weights. You don't have to go to no meetings, and then it hits you that I'm done. It's over, you know. So, but it's a great time. It's a great time.
5:30 in the morning. Practices will be a thing of the past. But Coach, when you don't have a winning season, the individual awards become more important. One in particular, Amari Pate, safety for the Bulldogs, is a semifinalist for the inaugural Aeneas Williams Award, going to the best defensive back in the football championship subdivision. You have several other student athletes, Terrell Gardner in the top 4 in national standings. You have some top 10 rankings in offensive and defensive categories, Coach. Coming out of this season, what are those accomplishments going to mean to your team going forward? I
mean, we had some great individual performances and players. And that's great. You're always going to have that. And we always preach, flashes of greatness to get you beat. You got to be consistent. And that's what Pate has been. He's been consistent all year long. And that's the difference. When you're consistent all year, you got a chance to make some postseason awards. You got a chance to win a lot of football games. And so we got to get everybody on Pate page of being more consistent, not just flashes of greatness, because that's just going to score you one touchdown and then you still get beat. You know, so we got to be consistent. We got to be consistent, and that's what Pate has shown. He's done a tremendous job. He had a great game last night, and we're looking forward to him coming back and finishing out his career and having a great career.
Another person who had an outstanding game tonight. I'll let you guess who that is. When we come back, you'll see some of that action on the highlights here in the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor.
Don't get hit hard by low trade offers.
Get up to $5,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value for any trade at University Kia. Check out our large selection of new Kias. University Kia proudly supports Alabama A&M University football. Go Bulldogs!
Engineering and science usually look like this, but our students build race cars from the ground up, explore wind tunnels, particle accelerators, and crystal growth. Our studies in cybersecurity and rocket propulsion have tech companies like Google and SpaceX recruiting at Alabama A&M University, with one of the highest percentages of women STEM graduates in the country. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere. Companies hunger for our food scientists. Here, a new generation manages our cities of tomorrow. The discovery of hardier plants, healthier animals, is growing at our research station, Alabama A&M University, where new designs and ideas are put to the test. Be a researcher in our labs or a forestry fire dog in our fields. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere. Darryl brings new energy to the power plant. Julian's accounting is by the numbers. They're student interns from the College of Business and Public Affairs at Alabama A&M University, where marketing class connects with the community and companies come to recruit. So while Kyle strengthens his managerial skills, he's earning a business degree and experience at Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Union Chapel Missionary Baptist Church, a church with a big heart of love. Located at 315 Winchester Road in Huntsville, Alabama. Under the leadership of Dr. O. Wendell Davis. The worship services begin at 7:45 a.m. and 10:45 a.m. every Sunday. Now, we pray that you are blessed by our worship experience.
Again, thank you for watching the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor. I'm your host, Ted Dixie. Lots of text and social media posts, Coach, over the last week. The Bulldogs, while the season wasn't what we wanted, didn't accomplish our goals. The best thing that we did was compete every week, Coach, and that's why I get upset if anyone ever says that we're not competing.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Of course, we didn't have the season we wanted, and we want to win championships. We want to compete for championships. We want to be in postseason play, and we wasn't there this year. So, it's not like we got to go back to the drawing board, start all over. We still got a lot of good football players. I think we had about 12, 14 seniors. So we're going to replace those guys, hit a couple key spots that we got to upgrade in, and we're going to be right back where we need to be.
We saw several high school student athletes, Coach, here on a recruiting trip, but everyone says it's hard to find a freshman that's going to help you win a conference championship.
Well, I mean, you could find some. There's some guys out there that can play. The problem with that is most of them are 4 and 5 and 3 stars, and they go into FBS programs. Those guys come in ready to play right now. Most of the guys we get are not 3, 4, and 5 stars. They 2 and 1 stars or no stars, and so we got to bring them in. We got to develop them. They might be able to help you, but they can't come in and dominate and just be a difference maker that first year. So. Sometimes they have to put on some weight. Sometimes they got to get a little bit stronger. Sometimes it's their football IQ. They got to get it up a little bit. And so no matter what it is, we just got developing like we always been doing. And when we develop them and turn them into great football players, and we need them to stay.
Right.
Okay, what was those guys that out of high school? They didn't want you. We wanted you. We developed you. Now you're all conference player. And now you want to leave? Now they come calling you want to leave? We need the loyalty back. You need guys to understand who's loyal to you. You be loyal to them, and you can still get to the NFL from here. You don't have to leave. You can stay right here and still get to the NFL. So, but yeah, we're gonna recruit some high school kids, and we're gonna still bring in a couple of transfer kids and get the right fits and go from there.
But you're loaded, Coach. We last night on the broadcast on 90.9 FM WJB. We went down the list on the roster and saw the SRs on the list. Primarily, they come from the skill positions on offense, but the defense is all underclassmen, just about.
Yes, it is, and that's why you have some growing pains because you're playing young guys, and those young guys are going to grow up and be a year older next year, and so that'll make us that much better. And like you said, we got a lot of, we got some receivers that's going to be gone, but. Receivers and running backs and DBs, you find a dime a dozen. So you can get those guys. It's the big guys that you have problems getting the good offensive linemen, the good defensive linemen. So we'll be fine. We'll get some more skilled guys in here, and we'll be ready to roll.
After the first half against Valley, Coach, one thing we looked at was making sure the Bulldogs got a fast start, and you did. You started out 14-0.
Yeah, we did, but that's what we wanted to do. We did that last week, and then it was 14-7, and then we kind of just sputtered and let Bethune hang around, and next thing you know, they tied it up and they took the lead. And so we didn't want to do that again this week. We got off 14-0, and then it was 14-7. They hit the long pass, and we kind of sputtered a little bit, and then get another score until right after the half, and we made a conscious effort to talk to the guys about we get the ball and we need to come out and score. And we did. Donovan hit a long run for a touchdown and put us up 21-7. And so we played the second half. I think we scored 21 in the second half or 17 in the second half. And they cut it to 6-point to a one-score game, but then we went down and showed that the heart of champions, and we got another score to make it a two-possession game.
Donovan Eagleman folks finished with over 200 yards, rushing 207 yards, a touchdown. It's good to have an all-conference running back, Coach, and especially since he's coming back next year.
Yes, it's great, and he's been tinkering with that 1,000 yards. He had like 800 last year, I think 700 something this year. And so we would love for him to go over that 1,000, 1,500 yard mark. That means we're running the ball down people's throats.
Yes, sir.
We're controlling the game and we're staying balanced. So it starts up front, though, with that offensive line. So we got to make sure we get those pieces right. We know we got Donovan, so if we can get the guys up front right, and we got Donovan, then we get that passing game going with a quarterback and some receivers.
And then we'll take a look at those second half highlights when we come back on the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor.
Daryl brings new energy to the power plant. Julian's accounting is by the numbers. They're student interns from the College of Business and Public Affairs at Alabama A&M University, where marketing class connects with the community and companies come to recruit. So while Kyle strengthens his managerial skills, he's earning a business degree and experience at Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Don't get hit hard by low trade offers.
Get up to $5,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value for any trade at University Kia. Check out our large selection of new Kias. University Kia proudly supports Alabama A&M University football. Go Bulldogs!
Again, folks, thank you for watching the Alabama A&M Football Review. This is the last show of the season. Then we go to basketball. But Coach Maynor, I know there's several people that keep this machine going, whether it's Coach Harris and his staff with loading up a truck and bringing all the equipment to a game, or whether it's Kayla Simpson and her staff making sure that the travel arrangements are made, we can get our keys when we get to the hotel. There's a lot of folks behind the scenes, even the folks over in the cafeteria, folks, Coach, that made sure we could eat when the plane got delayed.
Correct. But it starts up top. It starts with Dr. Williams and his cabinet, and then the president and his staff. The AD and his staff, my coaches, the players, everybody's involved. Coach Henry Harris, our equipment guy, Emma and Jesse, our trainers, the guys that come out and film our practices every day and film the games. The cheerleaders, the band, Ted Dixie, the voice of A&M, McIntosh and his wife,
right on.
Great supporters in everything that they do for us in the program. From the bus drivers to the equipment people.
Spirit coach.
My security that be with me every week.
Claiborne.
We got some crazy fans out there sometimes.
Somerville.
Somerville and the boys. To the people that's shooting this show.
Right on. ABO.
They make Ted look good on camera because he really don't look good in life.
Oh, wow.
They don't make me look good. I look good anyway. But anyway, to our SID, to everybody that's involved in the football program, from the top to the bottom, we thank you. We thank you. That's all we can say. We appreciate you, and it takes everybody from the top to the bottom to have a championship football program. And we have that, and we're going to get it back. And I just want to say thank you to everybody that's involved, because it takes a village.
Let me also include our game day staff, the ticket takers, the people at Parker Center parking lot, Coach. Thank you to the city of Huntsville for supporting us in that effort. Traffic control got a lot better this season, Coach. It didn't take me as long to get out of the parking lot homecoming as it normally might have. But then again, over 60,000 people graced Lewis Cruz Stadium. They put their face in the place and their feet on the concrete, making sure that we look good on television as well as in person. And guess what? Last night, we're doing a game, and here comes the Mississippi Valley State Band. We did not know they were coming. And not only did they couldn't perform on the field because they got there so late, but they played a fifth quarter that must have lasted about 45 minutes.
Right, they did. And they look good, too.
Right on.
And they going to New York next week, and I'm going to be there with them.
Well, that's also, the marching maroon and white.
Yeah. And also I want to thank all the supporters, all the A&M supporters, whether you gave $10 or $10,000. Or $1 million.
Or prayer.
That's right. We want to thank you all for all your continued support of this athletic program, this football program, of me. And we couldn't do it without you guys. And also we want to thank all the fans. We broke attendance record this year. So thank you for that. And we look forward to y'all breaking it again next year.
Let's talk about a tease for next season, Coach. Schedule. Can you tell us any of the scheduled games? I do know one because it's already online. We do go to Auburn next season.
Yeah, we open up with Auburn at Auburn. So we got to get ready. We got to get ready to go. SEC, tough opponent. That's a money game for us. So we want to stay healthy, try to stay competitive as long as we can in that football game, and get our guys back here healthy, make a run in the SWAC. So, but it's a great opportunity for our guys to play up. And then we got Austin P again. We got to go home and away. They came here 2 years ago.
Right.
So we got to go back to Austin P. And then we got the rest of the SWAC schedule. And we'll throw a couple other games in for Lewis Cruz and one more game.
Of course, Coach. Again, we're looking forward to next season. But if you have to get us ready, Coach, it's the end of the ball game. We're taking off our helmets. The season's over. What do we need to do in the offseason to get ready for next year?
You just got to get better every day. Every day you got to get better as a player. If it's the weight room, if it's staying in shape, if it's taking care of your body, your nutrition, your football IQ, watching film. You just got to get better as an individual, so we'll get better as a football team. And that's all you can do. That's all. It's work. You got to put the work in. What are you going to do different than the guy that you got to play against? What are you going to do different than Fam and Jackson and State? That's what we got to do. What are we going to do different to prepare so we'll be better than them next year?
And that will do it for this year's edition of the Alabama A&M Football Review. Folks, we look forward to seeing you next year. And of course, again, we thank you for your support. Again, I'm Ted Dixie, your host on the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor. Happy holidays.
Bulldog fans, thank you for joining us today for the Alabama A&M University Football Review. Bulldog faithful, we encourage your support and participation. Until next time, go Bulldogs!
Coach, there's lots of commentary about what has to happen in a football team. Why don't you give us your assessment of how the season went?
Well, of course it didn't go well because my right-hand man phone went off in the middle of the show.
Stop it right there, man. Stop it.
Companies hunger for our food scientists. Here, a new generation manages our cities of tomorrow. The discovery of hardier plants, healthier animals, is growing at our research station, Alabama A&M University, where new designs and ideas are put to the test. Be a researcher in our labs or a forestry fire dog in our fields. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Parker is 29 and learning to communicate again. The students teaching him earn a degree with 100% job placement. But the real reward is changing a life. At Alabama A&M, it's a university where agencies actually go to recruit compassionate students who help themselves by helping others. Service is sovereignty at Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
In golf, if you make a mistake, there is a mulligan. Well, in God, if you make a mistake, there is mercy. Aren't you glad God has mercy for your mistakes? Hello, I am PT, Pastor Troy. I want to invite you to come and worship with us at the Fellowship of Faith, where Jesus is exalted and the Word is explained. We love Alabama A&M. Go Bulldogs.